welcome back to the We Are City channel, and we are back with our PES Master League. We are on the 24th of January here. We are in the January transfer window. I haven't mentioned it yet. No ingoings or outgoings in the club, and I don't think there is going to be before deadline day. There isn't any moves I'm looking to make in this squad. I think I'm happy with it, and Pep Guardiola is going to stick with that throughout the end of the season. We're up to match day 24 now, where we face Liverpool on today's game, and we'll have a look at actually the Premier League table, looking how it's looking. Liverpool, City against Liverpool, Klopp versus Guardiola is the race again this season. This is how the Premier League table is looking. We are top on 54 points, Liverpool in second on 51, Man United in third on 49. But Liverpool 3 points behind us. We've won one more game. They've lost one more than us. That is the only difference. Much better goal difference, much better defence. Well, only 19 goals conceded, up there with Arsenal at the best defence in the Premier League. And our goal difference is much higher than Liverpool, so we will stay top of the table with defeat here against Liverpool today. But Liverpool would be much closer to us, and we don't want that to happen at all. We need to make sure we stay in front of them. So this is the side we're going against Liverpool today. In goal is Ederson, a back four of Walker, captain Diaz, Laporte and Cancelo, Rodri in the holding role with Jack Grealish and Enzo Fernandez in front, Rafael on the left-hand side, Phil Foden on the right, and Erling Haaland through the middle of the bench. Ortega, Stones, Akanji, Bellingham, De Bruyne, Mahrez and Julian Alvarez. As for Liverpool, it is Kelleher in goal ahead of Alisson. I have no idea why. Alisson is on the bench. Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Tomiskas, the back four. Fabinho in the holding role with Henderson, Thiago in front. Is Mo Salah on the right, Diogo Jota on the left, and Gabriel Barbosa, new signing through the middle on the bench. They've got Darwin Nunez, they've got Luis Diaz, who surely should be starting at left-hand side, Naby Keita, Harvey Elliott, Robertson, who I expected to start, Joe Gomez, and also Alisson. Why Alisson isn't there ahead of Kelleher, I don't know. That is going to work to our advantage. Now, we are missing KDB today. He's on the bench. He's not been in the best of form, has he, KDB? And Jack Grealish at the moment outshining this season. I'm excited for more Grealish next season, who I think is the natural replacement for Kevin De Bruyne on this side. And but we can't be thinking too far ahead coming to next season. Let's focus on this season. Champions League, FA Cup, maybe still to play for, but the Premier League and the Champions League certainly. We want to go back-to-back in the Premier League again. This would be, what, 4 titles in a row for Pep Guardiola? And we obviously want to go back-to-back in the Champions League. Try and match what Real Madrid have done in the Champions League in Europe. We've got the side to do it. Let's continue to build. A win here today will put us in a really comfortable position, perhaps, in the Premier League. So here we go. Anfield away. It's Manchester City versus Liverpool. Klopp versus Guardiola. It's become a bit of a classic, hasn't it, in the Premier League now. Two of the top sides, two top sides at the top of the table, face off today in a real tough stadium. Grealish. Grealish behind Leao. That's a great ball. Rafael Leao. Off the post by Rafael Leao. Jota. Clips on him. Cancelo. That was calmly done by Joao Cancelo. Nearly made a mess of it. Diaz away. Now to Foden. That was poor by Cancelo. Gabigol still. Oh, he bounces off Ruben Diaz. Ederson, what a save. With two very opposite types of football being played here. Cross into Gabigol. Laporte knocks it away. Rodri wide to Fernandez. And he goes route one to Erling Haaland. Oh, he's away from Van Dijk, Haaland. Haaland with a chance here, straight at Kelleher. Perhaps going to look for Leao. He wasn't really darting into the box like I wanted him to. Leao into Grealish. Liverpool have pushed players forward. Here's Jack Grealish. And Grealish with a chance here, and it's so bad by Grealish. And it's 0 at half-time. Should have scored Jack Grealish there. Tried to bend it to that far corner. All level at Anfield. Rodri, we know, can hit him. And Rodri will open up his body. Put that one over the bar. Kelleher, straight to Haaland. Haaland with a chance here. 1-0 Manchester City. It's calamitous from Kelleher. Well, I'm not sure why he's starting Kelleher. Perhaps Alisson has a knock, but if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to start. Absolutely terrible pass out. And Haaland finishes the chance. Another goal for Erling Haaland. Cancelo. Wide to Haaland. Into Enzo in the box. Couldn't find him. Walker. Look at the space Liverpool leave. The midfield's dropping very deep for them. Cancelo. Leao with a chance here. It's 2-0 Manchester City. Rafael Leao with an absolutely fantastic finish. Fantastic finish from Leao, and the ball from Cancelo was just as good. I'd love to know how many goals Rafael Leao has got for Manchester City this season. I'd love to know, because I'm pretty sure it's plenty. Ball comes in here from Joao Cancelo. You see the run from Leao. He just lifts it over Kelleher. Just gets there ahead of the goalkeeper. Into the back of the net, 2-0. Into Haaland. Van Dijk reads it. That is full time though. City start the episode with a 2-0 win at Anfield. Celebrations there from Rodri. We know that is massive. We know that is absolutely massive. Liverpool, considering they're second in the table, look nowhere near us. So Manchester United pick up a 1-0 win over Tottenham Hotspur, but that doesn't mean anything. City are top on 57 points. United on 52. Liverpool on 51. United versus City for the title race now. I think we are in a really advantageous position now, aren't we, really? That's brilliant. Up next on match day 25 was a home game to Leicester City, which I did simulate. 4-0 win for us. Big win over Leicester. Another clean sheet again. Arsenal they beat West Ham by 1 goal. Liverpool beat Newcastle by 1 goal. Chelsea beat Fulham by 1 goal. Manchester United lose 4-0 to Brentford. Well, that is realistic because we have seen United lose 4-0 to Brentford before. But wow, and Birmingham beat Spurs by 2-0. Meaning we're even more clear at the top of the table now on 60 points. Surely this title is ours now. Surely this title is ours. Birmingham are doing fantastic in 14th. It's Fulham, Notts Forest and West Ham United down at the bottom. Fulham are one of the games in today's episode, but I think we'll be able to just sail past Fulham with ease. And Fulham do come up in this episode. A 7-0 win in the simulation by Manchester City. We tear them apart. We've created an ultimate machine here, haven't we? Liverpool draw 1 with West Ham. Chelsea win 3-1 against Crystal Palace. Manchester United do win by 1 goal to 0. But look at that difference between us and the rest of the table. We're near 100 goals already. Our defence, we've only conceded 19 goals all season. Arsenal only conceded 20. What a team Pep Guardiola has built here. What a team. And up next is Crystal Palace at home. A game and a fixture City tend to struggle in. Ederson starts and goes. It's going to be Stones at right back, Akanji, Laporte and Cancelo at the back 4. Calvin Phillips in the holding role with Enzo Fernandez on the right into midfield and Grealish on the left. Captain is going to be... Ooh, it's going to be John Stones here, I believe. Phil Foden on the right-hand side, Rafael on the left-hand side, and Alvarez does start ahead of Erling Haaland. As for them, it's John Stone in goal, Klein, Ferguson, Goy and Schlupp the back 4. Diawara and Hughes in the midfield 2 for Patrick Vieira with Eze in front. Cody Gakpo is signed for Crystal Palace. He starts the left-hand side, a replacement, it seems, to Wilfred Zaha. Ayew, the captain on the right, and Che Adams through the middle. Elise, Wan-Bissaka, ex-City player Tom Galvez is on the bench. Butland, Richards, Edouard as well. It's a strong Palace side, but not as strong as I expected to be. No Anderson, he's in the reserves today. Not even in the side. No Gaita either. Johnson does start, but that's still strong. I think we're going to get another 3 points, and that's why we can afford to rest players. Cody Gakpo, the only danger man, and I'm hoping that John Stones or Cancelo, whoever, will keep him quiet. So City versus Palace here today at the Etihad Stadium. Historically difficult game for City, but we do rotate players. And so do they, it seems. No Wan-Bissaka. Some big players not in there for the Palace side. On the run for City. It's a nice ball in by Stones to Alvarez. Really found him. Schlupp cleared away. Falls to Calvin. Phillips on the volley! I thought that was Nest in the top corner. John Stone has to go at his defence. Alvarez. Phil Foden towards the top corner off the crossbar. Leao. Nice run by Cancelo. Cancelo pulls one across the box to Phil Foden. It's off the post, but I think it's a penalty anyway. Foden cracks the post from yards out. I don't know if the Palace player slid in and took it away from Phil Foden, but I think it's a penalty here. Nathaniel Klein fouls well, Cancelo. Oh, it's Johnston. The goalkeeper. Julian Alvarez steps up. On the right corner. Doesn't play much football for us, Alvarez, because Haaland's just so good. But here he comes. Alvarez beats Johnston at the near right hand side. He did dive but couldn't reach it. City 1, Palace 0. And you see here it's a clear penalty. Cancelo pulls it back. And Julian Alvarez steps up. Nice finish by Julian. Grealish, Leao. Oh, down goes Leao. Free kick Manchester City. It's not in the box. But I thought for a second it might be. See Leao here. Just clattered into by, I think it's Nathan Ferguson. Oh, the Palace defence, you're in bad position here. Into Alvarez! Oh, off the post. Stones on the volley, cleared away. Strength shown. Michael Elise. Laporte slips and dives in. Che Adams with a chance. Ederson going the wrong way. First chance of the game for Palace and they nearly score it. Elise. Chance for Palace. Good save by Edison. Brilliant save from the goalkeeper. It's a difficult one. It's a bad one. And that is full time. City 1, Palace 0. We said it's, you know, historically a difficult game for Manchester City. We do pick up 3 points. But not in the way I wanted to. I think we should have been way better in those real key positions. Well, I don't believe it. Liverpool have lost again 3-0 to Brighton. United won 4-1. The gap just keeps getting bigger and bigger at the top of the table. Arsenal working their way up as well into the top 4. Liverpool have dropped out of the top 4 into 5th position now. Since the defeat to us, they have really hit a bad patch of form. Up next was FA Cup quarter-finals against Bournemouth. A 4-1 win for Manchester City. Arsenal beat Wolves 1-0. Spurs beat Liverpool 2-0. Chelsea beat Man United 3-0, meaning it will be Chelsea, Spurs or Arsenal, 3 London sides we could possibly face in the semi-finals. Well, next we go away from home to face Everton at Goodison Park. This is the side we go with. Edison starts and goes Walker, Diaz, Laporte and Gomez the back 4. It is Calvin Phillips, Jude Bellingham and captain Kevin De Bruyne in the midfield 3. Rafael out on the left. Carlos Borges gets a start here today on the right side. We need to use him more throughout the season to continue his development, so we are going to use him more in this second half of the season. Haaland starts up top. It's going to be Alvarez, Foden, Grealish, Fernandez. It's Akanji, Stones and Ortega on the bench. No Rodri today, no Lewis. Although Rico Lewis on the bench for Stones sounds like a good idea. Perhaps try and get some of the players. Cancelo's in down conditions. Ceballos not in there either. I think it should be an easy win, really, against Everton. They've gone with Frank Lampard's side. Pickford in goal. It's Godfrey, Tarkowski, Cody and Vinagre in the back 4. Allen, Adrisagana, Gay and Doucouré in the midfield 3. Gay, the captain. Demarai Gray on the left. Dwight McNeil on the right. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So hard to face on this game. He starts up top. They've got Onana, Claudinho, Mopai, Mikolenko, Holgate on the bench. It's a strong side. We've already got 3 points in Liverpool away from home, haven't we? So far in today's episode. Let's go and do that again today against Everton. So here at Goodison Park to face Frank Lampard's side. I'm not quite sure where Everton are on the table, but they're always a really hard team to face at Goodison Park. We know the quality that they have when they play in front of their own fans. The sort of energy the fans do bring them. So that is why we've gone to play this game today. We're actually really far ahead, aren't we, in the Premier League table. I think a win here today and a win over the next few games, next few episodes, I think we're going to sail to the title completely easily. City vs Everton, it's live from Goodison Park. Unbelievable. Long back to Calvert-Lewin. Oh, Edison. Terrible goalkeeper, 1-0 down. I said Dominic Calvert-Lewin's so good in this game. It doesn't help when you pretty much gift him a goal. Diaz the shocking pass here into Calvert-Lewin. And Laporte's lost him. Diaz presses right. I mean, Edison, that's really poor goalkeeping as well. Here's Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil with a chance. Good save by Edison. Laporte had a Calvert-Lewin City away. Everton could be 2-3-0 up here. Leao into Bellingham. Good touch by Jude Bellingham. And tipped over the bar by Jordan Pickford. Good chance of Bellingham there. He's a real end-to-end sort of box-to-box midfielder, isn't he, Bellingham? Good save by Pickford. Can't get it away quite. Godfrey. Allen. Shot! Oh, Edison's beaten again. And it's 2-0 Everton. Poor clearance by Phillips. Into Allen. I don't think Edison should get beat by that one. I really don't. It's just not the performance I expected at all in today's game. Here's Demarai Gray against Kyle Walker. His pace is laying down here and Calvert-Lewin to make it 3-0. City torn apart at Goodison Park. 3-0 Everton. It's Calvert-Lewin second of the game. What is going on? We've been so good defensively all season. And now 3 conceded at Goodison Park here. Walker terrible defending. Edison poor goalkeeping. Phillips. De Bruyne finds himself in a bit of space here. Haaland the chance! Makes it 3-1. Doesn't miss that one, Erling Haaland. Assist by De Bruyne. A goal by Haaland. Finally found Haaland just running across the defenders. It's a clever finish, really. Power pass Pickford 3-1. So those passes and those clearances quick enough today. Bellingham. Haaland's in there. It's 3-2. Bellingham and Haaland combine, the ex-Dortmund boys. 3-2. Good play from Borges on this right-hand side, actually. Nice ball in behind to Bellingham. Across the box and a tap-in for Erling Haaland. 3-2. Second of the game for Haaland. Everton start to get a little bit shaky now, I feel. Walker. Back to De Bruyne. Down to Haaland. Good defending by Everton. Phillips out to Leao. Gomez. Bellingham read by Allen. His feet is okay. He's got a free kick here. From far out. I think De Bruyne's got it in him. Oh, what a save by Pickford. Foden. Into Haaland with a header. Can't direct it. Foden. To Grealish. Oh, it nearly falls to Haaland. Subs aren't coming on. Phillips, what are you doing? I asked you to pass the ball. You utter moron. Poor. Really, really poor by Leao. He's not had the best of games. Full time, City 2, Everton 3. We lose at Goodison Park. Not good enough from City. Not good enough, and that gets the teams closer to us. But we've got such a big gap as well. What an absolute throwaway and bottle by the team. Well, luckily for City, Liverpool lose by 1-0 to Arsenal. United lose 4-0 to Aston Villa. Wow. Spurs win 3-1. I don't think it actually affects us at the top. Oh, Chelsea actually within 5 points of us now. Liverpool and United, who were the title race I expected, have just dropped off completely. And Arsenal and Chelsea have come out of nowhere. Arsenal 6 points off, Chelsea 5 points off. We've actually got a same goal difference as Chelsea and a worse goal difference than Arsenal after that. 3 goals conceded. Dominic Calvert-Lewin just dominated our defence. Very, very poor. For our final game of today's episode, we go away in the Champions League for the first leg of the knockout stages, the round of 16. We face Ghent. That's a brilliant draw, isn't it? So Ederson starts and looks between Stones, Akanji, Ake and Cancelo the back 4. Rodri captain, De Bruyne and Grealish in the midfield 3. Ceballos on the left, Foden on the right, and Erling Haaland through the middle of the bench. Alvarez, Mahrez, Bellingham, Fernandez. Palmer is there, but I think I'll take him out for perhaps Rico Lewis. Then Ruben Diaz, and then Stefan Ortega Moreno. That is the side we go with. They've got a side I don't really know particularly well. No one in there that I'd say is someone I know well. Torguina on the bench, the centre-back, is a player I do know, but other than that, there's literally no players I know in there. It should be an easy win. Yes, we've just lost to Everton. It should be an easy win against these. I think we can simulate the second leg because we will destroy them in the first leg. That's why I'm going with a strong team to completely win this leg and win this tie over the first leg. So Champions League action live from Belgium. The Gelmaco Arena. Ghent versus Manchester City. They are looking for a miracle to knock us out, aren't they, today? And I don't think that's going to happen. We need to put in a good performance. We rotate the side a little bit, but we can't be playing like we just did against Everton. Otherwise, we'll probably get knocked out. De Bruyne swings one in. It's Grealish of all people. Foden! Oh, good save by the goalkeeper. Tries to bend one into that top corner. They do keep it in as well. De Bruyne. Back to Stones. Foden with space here. Foden. Cancelo! Oh, what a goal by Cancelo. I could have given that back to Phil Foden there, and I saw the run by Foden and thought, why didn't I just play it through to Foden? As Cancelo took that shot, but I mean, the quality of strike there from Cancelo. As I give it to Foden, yeah, go to Cancelo. Look, watch Foden's run, it's brilliant. I should go through to Foden instead of Cancelo. I just went, you know what, I'll go for goal. What a finish by Joao Cancelo. What a finish this is. He's probably one of our players this season again. Off the post and in. Keeper nowhere near it. 1-0 Manchester City in the Champions League. I think we will finish this fixture in the first leg, won't we? Ceballos. Past a couple of challenges. Then they foul him. Into Cancelo. Back to Ceballos with a chance here. Ceballos! Good save by the goalkeeper. Really good save by the Ghent goalkeeper. Should have doubled the lead there. Can't catch them. Chance here. Great chance for Ghent, and they do score. 1-1. Rodri. What are you doing? That is just so bad from Rodri. It's unbelievable. Into Erling Haaland. And go on, Erling. Haaland. Grealish with a chance here. Oh my God, he's put it wide. How has he missed that? I don't know. Foden. Joao Cancelo. De Bruyne's made a nice run there, but he's actually dropped back now, De Bruyne. And here is De Bruyne. And here's Kevin De Bruyne deflecting. 2-1, we take the lead. Well, that's very hard done by for Ghent. It really is hard done by for Ghent, isn't it? Deflected goal like that. De Bruyne's movement was brilliant here. Takes a mad deflection off the boot of the captain, doesn't it? I think it might have been going in anyway. 2-1 Manchester City. That is full time. A 2-1 win. I think we'll have to play a second leg. Ghent were actually quite good. But that ends today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we'll see you guys next time.